Okay, Keith, so let's discuss this video which you've posted. Now, first of all, a few points. You claim that I was MIA, or missing in action. You posted this video at 6:16 AM my time. Now, be reasonable, dude. I do sleep. I was asleep from about midnight through till about 7:30 this morning, and as you know, I woke up with a migraine, which I still have, by the way. Secondly, if you're going to record videos, can I suggest that you film them in panoramic mode rather than portrait? Because for anybody viewing on a monitor, on a PC monitor like I'm doing right now, then your video is much smaller than it would be otherwise. Okay, so turn your camera sideways and it will fill the whole screen. And I suspect that this is half the problem of you understanding what we're looking at, because I suspect that you're viewing all the videos on a small phone camera screen instead of on a large monitor, so you can't clearly see what's actually going on. But we'll do our best with the video that you've provided. Unfortunately, when I rotate your video so that it fills the screen sideways, I end up with a square in the middle. I can't fill the whole screen, otherwise I'd do it that way. But let's watch your video and I'll pause and make some comments as we go.
So it is September the 7th, it is midday, the sun is at its highest point, and the object appears close to the 3 o'clock position.
I'll just pause it there before it disappears any further. Obviously we're talking about this here, there's the sun, and this is what you claim is the object, which I agree is at about the 2:30 position.
Maybe even the 2 o'clock position. There we see it just go behind the clouds.
Well, we saw it disappear into that bright bit of cloud which has been illuminated by the sun. But the interesting thing here is this big dark patch of cloud, which is actually too thick and too dark for the light to shine through. But let's see what happens when we progress the video on.
So, oh, and there it goes again.
Yep, there it goes again. Even though this piece of cloud is obviously too thick and too dark, we can still see your object on this side of the cloud when in fact it should be blocked out. Let's play the video.
Well, that looks pretty good.
No, it doesn't.
Let's just see if it disappears. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And there it goes.
And there it goes. As soon as this dark piece of cloud moves over in front of the sun, blocking the brightness of the sun, what do we see? This disappears as well, because this is an internal reflection of the sun. In fact, if you removed all of the glare of the sun, that is how big the sun would be. I saw in one of your posts that you mentioned using a pair of welding glasses, and I don't know if you've actually got a pair of welding glasses. I've actually got a couple of replacement welding lenses for a welding helmet. And if you use the welding lens or welding glasses, you'll see that the sun is actually a lot smaller than what it appears to be in the sky when you remove all of the glare. Most of what we see is actually glare, and when you remove that glare you see that the sun is actually a lot smaller than it appears. And this, what you call an object, is actually an internal reflection within the camera of the sun. Let's carry on.
Tell me what it is, man. I'll tell you what it's not.
Now you can see that the sun is actually moving into the that thicker part of the cloud. Obviously parts of the cloud are thicker, but this bit on the edge here is just sufficiently enough that it's filtering out that glare, and you can see the exact size of the sun without all the surrounding glare, which actually confirms what I just said about the apparent object out the side. We can see that the size of the sun with all the glare removed is actually the same size as the object that we've been looking at. And now you can see the sun moving into that thicker part. And again, we can't see the apparent object because the sun is blocked out by the cloud. So that's all it is. Again, it's an internal reflection within the camera lens, or if you're using a filter, it is not a real object. And if you would only do the finger test, as I've clearly shown you how to do it properly, with the camera zoomed in, using a solid object, not a tree which has got gaps through the leaves and so on. That's just not going to cut it. But if you could kindly do the finger test as I've shown you, and you will see that it is nothing more than an internal reflection. Thank you for watching.